Hello and welcome to another thought for the day on the great dream, the mnemonic which helps us to remember the 10 keys to happier living. And today we've got to the last one, to the letter M in the word dream, which stands for meaning. I love this one because guess what? Scientific research shows that having a connection to something bigger than ourselves, a religious belief or spiritual side to our lives, makes us happier and healthier. Meaning, and of course for me, and I expect for many of you, much of your meaning in life is focused on your Christian faith. The Actions for Happiness website describes meaning as being part of something that we really believe in that is bigger than ourselves. Why? Well, they say it helps us to answer the question, why are we here? It guides us in how we choose to live our lives, what we strive for, and helps to provide a framework for the goals that we might set. It can help us make sense of what happens to us. It can provide a comfort and strength in tough times, and helps us to feel that we are not alone. All of those things ring so true for me when I think of the meaning that my faith in Christ brings to me. So research shows that people with faith tend to have higher than average levels of happiness and well-being. And although there are other ways to find meaning, some people find meaning, well, I guess lots of us find meaning to an extent through our close relationships or through a vocational job, and none of those things aren't important. But actually, the problem if we only look to those kinds of ways to find meaning is that they can be rather temporal. We can lose relationships, we can lose a job. And what happens then to our sense of meaning? But the meaning that I base my faith on, I'm able to believe can't be moved whatever happens. It might be shaken, the world might be shaken, but God remains steadfast. Listen to these readings from Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth is transformed and the mountains are toppled into the depths of the sea, though their waters roar and foam and the mountains quake. Yet there is a river whose streams delight the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her. She will not be moved. God remains steadfast. That what I can base my meaning on remains steadfast. We've not long celebrated Easter, and we've been reminded that even in the midst of the storms and the trials and the death that we all face in life and that we saw Jesus face, new life does come. Our God can be depended on. He journeys with us and gives us a meaning and a purpose way beyond what we might imagine. And what is that purpose? Well, I could do a whole nother series of thoughts for the day just based on that question, and I've only got about a minute left to answer it now. But just for that 1 minute, let's just sum it up. That for saying, certainly for me, one of my significant explanations of the purpose I have is to know and to follow Christ, to give my life to something bigger, trusting that as I choose to know and follow this God, by trying to live a life of service, of compassion, of generosity and forgiveness, that I will know new life, a life that has meaning and purpose. I want to give my life to this God who calls me to follow him, and in so doing to be part of a community that shows our world a different way to live, a way that can bring life and freedom and meaning. That's what I want, and that's what I commit to do. How about you? Next week, I'll conclude the series with a reminder on the 10 keys to a happier life. But in the meantime, if you've listened today and thought, how might I find out more about following this God so that I can think too about what is the bigger meaning and purpose to my life, then please be in touch. We'd love to find ways to help you to discover faith in God for yourself. God bless.